So, before I start the video, I just need to complain so badly. Okay, you guys can skip this, I don't care, I just need to complain. So, I went up during a reasonable time. I got my makeup done, obviously. I was all prepared to go to work. I packed my bag, I went out, and halfway to the bus, I actually looked at the app, and all the buses are cancelled. So I prepared everything, I was ready to go, I was on my way to go, and the buses are all cancelled today. Like, it's just so annoying. Okay, that's what it is. I just need to get it out. Okay, that's all. So now when I have gotten 1 minute to complain, we're gonna go into what's actually up. So this is what I was talking about regarding the advent calendar I got with the gemstones. So first of all, I'm just gonna say that MOHs, MOHs, I'm gonna say MOHs, that is the scratch resistance on the actual crystals. And I'm gonna start off with reading what it says here. So I made, I'm gonna start reading everyone that I have. It's not gonna be like an order that I'm gonna read later. This is more like holistic medicine-ish thing. Like, oh yeah, well this gives that energy and all that energy. Well, I was expecting, since it's Natural Geographics, I was expecting to be like, oh, you can find it here, you can find it there, and all that. So I had to Google that up myself, and that's what I'm gonna be reading off later. So, clear quartz. It can help resist negative energy and has powerful healing. Okay. What does it say in what I've gathered? It's a silicon dioxide kind of rock. It has 7 MOHs, so it's quite scratch resistant. It's actually energy amplifying, so if you put in 1 energy, you might get 1.5, 2 energy. So it's very common to find in like different kind of tech. And you can find it in cooling magma or geothermal waters. And I mean, I actually liked looking up all of it. Like, I find it so cool that clear quartz is actually like energy amplifying. Maybe that's what they mean with resist negative energy and powerful healing. You know, the whole amplifying your energy. Amazonite. It is known as the stone of courage and empowers people to discover the truth. Yeah, it sure did have me color the truth. So it's a microdyne potassium feldspar kind of rock. The green colored thing, green blue colored of the rock, is from lead and water. It has a 6 to 6.5 on the mass scale. It is often mistaken for jade. And I don't know if it was a thing that it's not actually found in the Amazons either. I didn't write it down, but I think I read that somewhere. And then we have Green Aventurine, Gemstone of Wealth and Luck. It promotes, optimizes, enhances. Oh, they wrote very fucked up here. Gemstone of Wealth and Luck. It promotes, optimize, and enhance creativity. And if you play Honkai Star Rail, you know Aventurine. Haha. Yes, here we go. So what I discovered, it's from the quartz family. Seems to be the most common kind. It has 7 mows, so yeah, kind of strong. The green color is from inclusions of Fuchsite, chlorium-rich mica. And if you know anything about like makeup and glitter, you probably recognize mica as the stones that they usually use, which is connected to, you know, child labor and all that. So yeah. And then we have lapis lazuli. I have never actually heard anyone pronounce that one, but it's one of my favorites. Its energy can enhance the wearer's insight and maintain a calm state of mind. I think that's more just the blue color, but okay. Metaphoric rock. Lesurite. Oh, okay, it's okay, so it is a metaphoric rock. And that is like the whole different kinds of color in it. Lesurite is the blue you usually see in them. Calcite is the white, and purite is the gold color that you can sometimes see in them. I have a tiny little bit of gold in mine, but yeah, you know. It has 5 to 5.5 mows, so it's not that strong, you know, but it was very popular in ancient jewelry and in ancient makeup. So if you see like old, like Cleopatra could use lapis in creating the blue eyeshadow. And then we have rainbow fluorite. Can prevent other people's disease, mildew, or deliberate shut up and harassment. So if you wear a rock, you will not get harassed. Yeah, I am pausing because people actually want stuff now when I'm, you know, not really doing anything. So, rainbow fluorite. It is a calcium fluoride mineral. It has 7 mo, 4 mo's, so it can get like scratchy very easily. But it can glow under UV light. And I mean, that's probably the coolest thing ever. Like they don't tell you that, but goddamn, I wish I had like a UV light so I could just like show you guys. But then we have one of the more interesting ones, in my opinion. The Howlite. I don't actually know how you pronounce it, but Howlite. Howlite. It is able to bring good luck to the wearer and dispel negative energy. Okay. So, A holite is actually its own family. There is like a holite family. So the white one that I have is like the basic one, you know. It is a basic calcium silicoborate. Okay. Apparently it can be dyed, often to fake the turquoise kind of rocks. So yeah, if you ever think you have turquoise, it might actually just be a holite. And it has 3.5 Mohs. So it's very easily to break compared to other ones. And it makes me understand why they would use that instead, you know. Rhodonite helps people stay calm and helps people build confidence to do things. I guess it's one of those, if you believe it works, it will work. And manganese silicate mineral. Okay. Though it sometimes has black veins to it. Like often it's just a more pink red color of different kinds. But apparently it has black veins. Though it didn't say why, like what the black veins are. 5.5 to 6.5 Mohs, so it's definitely in the middle there, you know? Like, it's not super easy to break. And interestingly enough, you can find it all over the globe, even here in Sweden. One of few, I would suppose. Okay, and now we have one that I had a really old version of. Like when I was a young teenager, maybe like 12 or even preteen, I actually bought National Geographic magazines, and I actually got a tiger eye with it. I have given it away now, but it was like this, so like kind of big. Well, the one I got in the advent calendar is very tiny comparison. So, you know, inflation even works on rocks. Chatoyant gemstone. It represents protection, courage, and focus. Okay, represent, I can understand that. That's not really any. It's part of the quartz family. Yeah, surprise there, surprise. It is 7 Mohs, so obviously it's quite tough. And the specific color in tiger eye that gives it the stripes is intergrown fibers of amphibole. I don't actually know what amphibole is, I'm just trying to sound very smart. Yeah. And here we have one that I found very interesting because I never heard of it. Snowflake obsidian. It can help you gain the courage to persevere when you lose. Okay. So, it is a kind of obsidian, and if you don't know what obsidian actually is, it is volcanic glass. So it's not like a stone or a quartz or anything, it's actually just glass. The alternative name for snowflake obsidian is flowering obsidian. It has 5 to 6 Mohs, so it's quite good on that front. The white patches are cristobalite inclusions. So I guess some kind of crystalline of something. And obviously, since it's volcanic glass, it is found in volcanic areas. And here we have the turquoise. Its blue meaning symbolizes wisdom and reason. So, it's actually a mineral. So it's not a quartz. It's not even a rock. It's a mineral. The name turquoise actually means Turkish stone. So I guess you guys can kind of guess where you can, at least before everything, mostly find the turquoise. It has 5 to 6 Mohs, so it's just as hard as the snowflake obsidian. And the colors in the turquoise is because of copper and aluminum. So that actually, and if you don't know what that is, you're definitely too young or something to be watching this, like, Jesus Christ, bro. And then we have Dragon Bloodstone. My favorite name on a stone. It can release the feeling of inner depression and serve as a pleasant mood. I mean, if I had a dragon, I would also be in a pleasant mood. I can tell you that much. But what do we have? Dragon Bloodstone. It's actually part of the Jasper quartz family. Well, the Jasper family, which is part of a quartz. So, if you see, like, you look around, there is a lot of different Jaspers. But I found it interesting that the Dragon Blood one is actually a Jasper. 6.5 to 7 Mohs. So it's kind of, it's very tough. There we go. So the red in Dragon Bloodstone is actually just the red jasper. And the green is Chalcedony. I've heard that. I don't remember what it actually is though. So, if you want to be like me, you can just be like, oh yeah, Dragon Bloodstone, it's actually just red jasper with a bunch of extra minerals. And here we have my absolute favorite. That got like the least amount of views for the shorts. The amethyst. The stone of transformation, spiritually and dream recall. Okay. I'm not gonna say anything. So, the amethyst is part of the quartz family. Oh yeah, hold on. So, like I said about the tiger eye, this is the amethyst I got when I was a kid from the magazines. Yeah, like very nice, very nice. And this is the one I got in the advent calendar. Yeah. But the purple in the rock is actually from iron impurities. Yeah, I know, I stare at my own rock. It's 7 Mohs, so it's very scratch resistant. And before you could find it in Brazil, where most of them are apparently found now, they were as valuable as diamonds. And speaking of diamonds, I have a few things to say about them. If you look around, I think it's Magnates Media or something that actually talks about diamonds and like the whole thing about them. Because they're not really that rare. It's just that one company has monopoly on like all the diamonds, and they only give out a certain amount of diamonds each year to make it seem like it's very rare. And it was also that company, when they sold during the early 1900s, that made the whole, engagement ring. Because apparently they put out, like 3 months worth of salary should it be. So everyone put down like as much as they could. So it's not a specific price, just like a specific amount for you. And apparently in the beginning, the men brought the ladies to decide on a ring together. And the ladies, they were obviously very particular and like, we can actually go with a cheaper one. So they realized they have to advertise it like it's supposed to be a surprise. So that men only pick like by themselves, and therefore they pick a more expensive one. So there you go. And then we have the normal obsidian. It clears the aura of negative energy and can also be used for scrying. I don't even know what that word is. But one thing that is interesting that I found, there is such a thing called brown obsidian, which is probably what I thought my red jasper was. And the red jasper, according to the advent calendar, the stone of endurance brings a sense of balance to its wearer. So, we start off with the brown obsidian, what I thought was red jasper. Or maybe it is actually red jasper and whatever. So it has 2 alternative names to the brown obsidian. There is mahogany obsidian or fire obsidian. So the red color or brown, it's a very huge spectrum on like from brown to red and all that. The color is actually from when iron oxidizes and gets stuck in the obsidian when it cools. So if it's enough iron left, it will be a red color or a brown color instead of the black that we're all used to with obsidian. And because it depends on how much like iron oxidizes, like how much is the amount. It also verifies in the Mohs, because well, if you have one that is almost black but a little bit more brown, it's obviously gonna be another mauve level than the one that's like almost pure red. So yeah. And then we have come to the last one, Cherry Agate. As a kind of wearing jewelry, Cherry Agate has a certain strength and blood circulation. Okay. So, Cherry Agate actually also has two alternative names, Cherry Blossom Agate or just Flower Agate. The pinkish color comes from inclusions of opaque chalcedony crystallized. But surprisingly enough, it is 6.5 to 7 Mohs, so it's actually very resistant. So if you want something that is kinda easy to break, you should go for the Holite. Oh yeah, I never told you guys about the actual obsidian, my bad. So, as you can understand with the snowflake obsidian, it is like impurities and bubbles that makes the colors shift, you know? Like, we have the iron and then we have... What was the... Yeah, whatever. But most people know the basic that it is sharper than steel. If you do it right with the obsidian, obviously. And because it's sharper than steel, it's often used in modern surgery, you know, with the really precise, where you only get like one chance to cut something. It can be used there. But yeah, overall, like, except for Holite and Rainbow Fluorite, they're all somewhere in the middle. You know, they're kinda... The rocks are kinda tough, you know? And what can I say about these energies? Well, I prefer when they say symbolize or meaning instead of this does this. Yeah. Or like, oh, green aventurine, gemstone of wealth and luck. You know, then that sounds more like, oh yeah, well, you know, before the modern times they said it was this. Instead of yeah, snowflake obsidian, it can help you regain the courage to persevere when you lose. Like, yeah, it can, but that very much sounds like it's actual information. I mean, it is information, but I don't know how much you can factually back it up. And this video was way longer than I ever thought possible. So, another look at my huge amethyst, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which I think will be action figures, but I'm not sure. Peace.